I'm a big believer in having good content on your website. And it's not just good content, it's content that is themed in a particular manner to make sure that it's good for the customer to read, and it's good for the search engines to be able to understand what the page is about. Now, I'll give you a couple of examples now in a moment in terms of good theming and good content. Let's have a look at laser eye surgery as an example. Okay, we can see that there's a lot of competition, a lot of websites looking to rank for this particular key phrase. Now, there's a couple of things to help a page rank on the web, on the internet. One is backlinks, which is important into your website, and the other is to ensure that the page has content on it so that it can be read. Having a nice fancy flash website or a nice website with lots of graphics is not really going to help you rank for particularly well, because Google can't actually read the content of those and doesn't particularly know what the page is about. So what we're trying to do in terms of having good content is, first, we're trying to ensure that customers can come along and find all the information on whatever service or products you're possibly supplying. The second reason is to ensure that the search engines like Google, who are the biggest in Ireland, can come onto that page and know what it's about. Now, let me give you an example. If I was going to have a page write some content about a car, on that page I'm going to mention car, wheels, engine, seats, steering wheel, petrol, driving license, and so on and so on. And as you mention those, that would make that page better themed in terms of content, because they're all the words that you would associate with a car. Now, the exact same with any other content you're going to put on the web, and the exact same with something like, laser eye surgery. I generally use an application. Once we've done our keyword research on particular phrases for a website, we'll then use a little application which will go out and analyze the top 10 results in the search engines and pull in all the keywords and key phrases that they've used in their content. So if you take, for example, laser eye surgery, I'm just going to pop in the screen here now just a quick list. I think this list is about 55, 56 words or so, somewhere around there, of the various words that we've analysed the top 10 pages and selected these particular phrases from that list of words that are on every single page in the top 10 results. Now, what you generally find is, although we have a list of 55 words here, as you go down in terms of pages onto page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, you will generally find that they will use less of these phrases as you move down. And it's quite interesting. If we were to look at it, if you're going to talk about laser eye surgery, you're going to mention care, you're going to mention correction, you're going to mention doctor, you're going to mention eyes, you're going to mention health, you're going to mention help, glasses, an obvious one. Might be people looking for information on this. There might be wanting to know what the patients thought about it. Do you want to know about the procedure? Do you want to know the rate, which is also linked to price? They want to know the risk, and they want to know, technology used, treatment, so on and so on, for effect it'll have on their vision. And you can see by including these words and phrases that your page is going to be useful to the person visiting your website, because you're going to give them all the information they want, but it's also going to be useful to the search engines in terms of giving them the information they want, as they can read your page and understand what the content is about. Basically, a couple of years ago, you could search engine ranking was much easier in terms of key phrases. You could mention laser eye surgery 20 times on the page, and Google or Yahoo or anybody else would be able to know what that page is about. Nowadays, it's more sophisticated. Google, about 4 or 5 years ago, probably now at this stage, purchased a company in the US who were able to read content, team content, and associate that various words with each other. So you can see by us analysing the top 10 results, we can see that every single one of these words will have a relationship in terms of teaming the page correctly to the term laser eye surgery. Now, another thing that we also like to include, and I'll just pop it up here, is phrases. So various phrases to include within the content of the page that you would expect. So you would expect correction surgery, you would expect laser eye surgery, vision correction procedure, and all these various phrases that you would expect within the content of a page of information, whether you are selling a service, as in these guys here and these guys here, or whether you are discussing the pros and cons of this particular surgery, which is discussed here on the Irish Health website. So it's kind of interesting when you start to analyze, not just in terms of backlinks into a web page and into a site. It's interesting when you start to analyze the content on all these pages in the top 10 and pull out the various keywords and phrases that these guys are using, and then start to include them on your page, and it really starts to help your content on your website to be more informative for your customers, which is important, and people visiting your website, and also to let the search engines know what that particular page is about. Hopefully over the next couple of weeks we'll delve a little bit deeper into the importance of content on a page to make sure that you get into the index, to make sure that you're ranked in the first couple of 100 pages, to ensure that Google sees that page is bang on topic and it is exactly what they're looking for. And depending on how competitive it is, we then start to drive backlinks into it. So hopefully that gives you a better understanding. Any questions, you can email us. The email address is over there. It's hello@linkbuilding.ie, or you can give us a phone call. The phone number's on the website as well. Okay, hope that helps. Thanks a lot.